Jay, you had a couple quick spurts for this team with steals turning into baskets. Talk about the two different spurts you had in the second half like that.
Yeah, kind of to reiterate what Lang said, like just blessed to be out there and to give credit to them too. They were a good team and executing their stuff and hitting shots. So in the second half, we made it a point to lock down on defense, and that was a focal point. And we were able to come out and some balls fell my way and some steals, so I was able to get a couple of leak outs.
So what's more fun, actually stealing the ball or dunking
it? Probably dunking it, because I don't get a lot of dunks throughout the year, so probably dunking it.
RayJ, through 2 games with this team, kind of as that guy who is the point guard and is in charge of running that offense a little bit, how comfortable do you feel with the guys and knowing where they're going to be and all everything that goes into that?
They make it really easy for me. I got great teammates. When you got guys like Lang and Jacoby and Jaden Nunn and guys who can shoot the ball and Eve and Josh and guys who can finish, they make it easy. They make the passes easy, so I don't have to do a lot of hard work.
RayJ, what was your first screen game like at Baylor?
Yeah, it was louder than I expected. I wasn't expecting that. When we first ran out and they were screaming, that was louder than I expected.
Langston, how fun is that with all the kids, in the house?
We just blessed. We're blessed to just get the opportunity to play in front of them. Some of those kids, it might be their only Baylor game they get to go to. So we just wanted to have a good showing and just show them what it's like to come to a Baylor game.
With this being Langston, to you, with this being the last first game here at the Ferrell Center, what did it mean to you guys to come out with the win?
It meant a lot. Just to get our home game started off right. We always want to try to win as many games as possible as we can at the Ferrell. But with it being the last first game, it was great to start and give us a little momentum going into the next home games.
Langston, obviously, there in that second half, when they cut the deficit to 10, I'm sure you guys are tired having played those 2 games in 48 hours. What was that message in the huddle that allowed you guys to finish it off a little bit?
Just habits. We preach habits, habits, habits. That's it. Just when they went on their run, we knew that we just kept doing our habits and just kept pushing that everything would turn out in our favor in the end.
RayJ, you mentioned that it was kind of a concerted effort to lock down on defense. I think y'all had 18 steals. Does that maybe show the potential that y'all can have in terms of turning a team over?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we have a really high ceiling defensively, and it's still early in the year. You can't win a championship in November. But I think we have a really high ceiling defensively, and we show spurts right now.
This seems to be a team that closes games strong, at least through 2 contests so far this season. What is that quality in a team that allows for that type of win? It's late in the game, you guys just kind of close out well and put things away.
Yeah, I think, like Langston said, it starts with our habits. But it starts with the coaching staff and Coach Drew, and it just trickles down through everybody. And 5 to grind is what we call it, the last 5 minutes of the game, and we take that really personal. And everybody on our team is super competitive. So when it comes to winning time, we locked in.
We talked about lengthening these 2 games real quick. Now you guys have a couple days, and then you got 2 more home games. How good is it to kind of have a time to settle and get a sense for what kind of team you guys have on the court against other people?
We've been waiting to play other people all year. It was a long preseason full of practices, so we've been waiting to get at other people, and now that we have the opportunity, it's just great to just get going, get our chemistry going, and just build together as one.
First and foremost, the Scream Game's a great opportunity for us because at the end of the day, there's some kids that'll come to a game that'll never have a chance to come watch us play. And if it helps inspire them seeing the college campus to, hey, I want to get good grades, I want to go to college, I want to be at a place like Baylor, I want to try to play Division I athletics, that's a great opportunity and blessing. As far as this was a great game for us because Jason Bestia was a GA here when I was our first year here, and he's done a great job with John Brown. He's a really good coach, and having a chance to get him back was really neat. And then from that, playing wise, it was a great learning experience for a lot of our guys that. With the new Big 12, you got more travel, and you get back at 3:30 in the morning. You got to get used to getting up, going to school, going to work, playing the next day because you play on Saturday and Mondays, and in the conference tournament or back-to-back games. So this was really good to see what worked for us, what didn't work for us, what we could do better. And at the end of the day, I know with a lot of new guys, each game experience, we get a chance to see what they can do, and from that be able to hopefully help them be more successful, and then be able to see what we need to do as a team, and we'll get that each and every game early on.
Scott, you guys obviously had a tough game less than 48 hours
Yeah.
ago, and then turn around and play a morning game today. You mentioned what worked, what didn't. What did you like about what y'all did today, and maybe what do you still want to see?
Well, I think first and foremost, your step's slow. You got heavy legs. That translated in the 3-point shooting, free throw shooting. First home game too. Free throw line's a little different always, it seems like, and we got a lot of first time guys here. And then your step slow to the 50-50 balls and the rebounds. But now it's all about taking care of things. Turnovers down to 13. And then I thought second half, the last 10 minutes especially, we really did a much better job of dialing in and defensively really playing well and executing. And that's one good thing about depth. Different nights you have different guys step up and do different things. And Langston was really good and gave us a good lift. And I know as a coach, it's good to have guys coming off the bench. Eve continues to improve, and he'll have some of the best highlight dunks, I think, or in blocks by the time he's done here that we've had.
Talk about the all-around game, RayJ. I mean, you had some points, had some steals that turned into points, and
RayJ 16 and 8, but 6 steals was good. I thought Auburn, he was a little rusty because he had a knee injury and hadn't done as much, hadn't played in our last scrimmage against Gonzaga. And I thought second half he was back to being normal. And again, days like today give him a chance to get more reps and get more comfortable out there.
Coach, through 2 games, this seems to be a team that really closes games strong. What quality do you see in those types of teams that allows them to have that type of success in crunch time?
Well, I think first, Charlie, our strength coach, done a great job getting him in shape for the beginning of season, and our trainer making sure they're healthy to practice, to get in shape. That helps, because if you're not in shape, you can't close games. And then second of all, I think your depth allows you to find people that are having better days than other days, and you get the right combination that seems to be effective, and that allows you to close games.
You mentioned dialing in defensively in the second half. In the first half, I mean, was some of it just those dudes making good shots?
Well, I think first, anytime someone does something well, you got to give them credit, and I think I love Drew's name, Drew Miller, 19 points. He hit some tough shots. I thought Reeves 7 for 7. Those two in particular made some plays. We had a couple defensive breakdowns, and again, those are great teaching points. And then I thought we'll do a better job in offensively seeing what works with what groups on the court. And I thought second half the tempo on the offense really picked things up and was beneficial too.
In that first half, where maybe you guys were a little slow coming out of the gates, it seemed to be Jaden who was a big spark, both defensively and offensively. Obviously, we've seen what he can do on defense, but how big can it be if he can provide an offensive spark as well?
Well, I mean, he's somebody who shot 40% last year from 3, so he's more than capable to be consistent from 3. We know he's really good at getting to the rim. Really like 3 assists, 0 turnovers. I mean, that's really solid for him and solid numbers for us.
Coach, final home opener at the Farrell Center. How did this kind of set the tone for the farewell tour?
Well, you always have a headache after the Scream game, so. But excited for the last semester in the Farrell Center.
Is there any way to prepare the new guys for that game? Coming from other schools, maybe they don't have a lot of elementary schools yelling at them on the end.
Well, I think our returning players do a good job explaining what it sounds like, so that a little higher pitch in the voice.
Scott, you got Gardner Webb on Sunday. Have you done much
So we'll tonight, tomorrow, we'll lock in and get ready for that. I mean, this is the time of year where you always have upsets, and you're like, can you believe Presbyterian beat Vanderbilt or James Madison beat Michigan State? I mean, you just go on and on. That happens this time of year. So you got to do a good job trying to prep and get ready for whoever you're playing, because there's a lot of parity in basketball.
You hit on Eve's performance, but also Josh coming off the bench. How do they kind of complement each other when they replace each other out there?
Well, I think Josh, I mean, he had 10 and 7 and 8 offensive rebounds. That's tremendous numbers. And with that, Josh is really good at being able to switch and guard anybody on the perimeter. I mean, he's got great athleticism, great quick feet. So that gives you something, and then Eve gives you an elite shot blocker. So Josh kind of gives you a little more perimeter presence. Eve gives you a little more interior presence, and both of them are more than capable of scoring around the rim. Eve has good touch, and Josh has good touch, and that's not just because today, but in practices they finish well.
Is Eve's a guy whose energy y'all could feed off of?
Most definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, Eve is he's got stuff you can't teach, and he's got bounce you can't coach. And against Auburn, he had our best plus minus.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.